Welcome to the Memory Memo.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Memo. Today we have the wildly successful media mogul Jack Barrett on the podcast. Uh, he's also the founder of Friday Beers, one of the best beers out there, and his media company is Almost Friday, which is taking Instagram by storm these days. How are you, Jack?
Dude, I am so pumped to be here.
Right on, man. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, and good to be at the Memory Motel. Good to be having a few ice cold, tasty light Friday.
Like, yeah,
That right?
I like that they're not labeled light, but they are like a lighter beer. Like, but they are, you don't run that stigma of the light beer.
It's just something that we'll get into this on the pod, but Saranac Brewery is our partner in this, and they had us taste a bunch of different light beers to do like a blind taste test on. And they put their beer called Utica Club in that taste test, and it's up in Utica, so it's like pretty northern. It's a kind of a regional beer. I'd never had it, and I've had so many different types of light beers in my life. But the three people who did the taste test, co-founder and my brother Max Barrett and Andrew Kenward, who's my partner, we all put Utica Club blindly within the top three beers that we tasted, amongst Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, all these other ones. That was a tasting beer, and it's a light beer that reminds you why you started to like drinking beer in
Yeah,
the experiences that go along with that.
it's done pretty well here at the Memory. We brought it in.
Good.
We brought some of it in last year. Was kind of an unknown in a sense. I mean, like not talking shit, just it was. But this year, done really well, sells really well. You're the brand. So so tell us a little about yourself though first. Where are you from?
Absolutely. I'm from Greenwich, Connecticut. I am a basically tri-state kid. My brothers, Max Barrett and Sam Barrett, both my younger brothers, are the co-founders of Friday Beers and the Almost Friday Media Company with me. And especially my brother Max and I, when we were growing up, all we did was watch funny TV shows and movies. And like our entire personalities were basically formed on shows off of loving shows like Arrested Development, off of loving shows like Curb Your Enthusiasm, off of loving shows like the first few seasons of The Office, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And when we were in our 20s, we get into this a little bit, we were trying to write together as like a comedy writing team. And what happened when we were doing that was the entire landscape of making funny TV shows and movies is changing right now faster than you could ever believe. So the way of trying to get discovered was like sending your scripts to a producer or a manager and an agent. And we did that for like 4 years, and everyone was like, yeah, this is pretty good. What do you made? And we said, nothing. We never made anything funny yet. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make this with you. And it was this like process where we did a lot of stuff. And especially Max, he had a he had a sketch comedy group called 20 something comedy, which is about getting through life in your 20s out in Los Angeles, where he was, and I was in New York. We're making sketches, and some of them were pretty good with a really small audience. And the thing that got us discovered in 2019 was Max putting the jokes we've been writing about for years on an Instagram account called Friday Beers under this term that means so much to so many people. And that account exploded and got us sort of on the map. And then we started having conversations with people again, and they knew what we'd done because this account was really, I think, reaching more people than we could ever hoped for.
Yeah, well, that's the stepping stone now. Is like how many views you got, how many followers you got, and like once you hit certain milestone,
that's how you get noticed. Yeah,
starts coming out of the woodwork, going, "Oh, who are these guys? What are they gonna do? Let's do something with that." And then so then the beers, the actual beer, followed this Instagram account.
Exactly, and like I think I should explain it for people who may not be familiar with us. And by the way, hearing it does well now here is like really cool because the Friday Beers brand has a really strong sort of like love with people who relate to the feeling that Friday Beers is. But if you haven't heard of the brand, it doesn't really mean much to you when you see it, But like now that people are seeing it and they try the beer and it tastes good, it works at like the best bars. And we do really well at good bars because people come in, they know Friday Beers, the comedy brand, they try the drink, and it just marries in a really nice way. So like when all I care about in expanding the beer is it works at bars. It works at like on-premise places that matter.
I think too, in a good way, people are surprised sometimes by how good a beer it is. Like, you have a lot of these. There's a lot of, for lack of a better term, like a cash grab, or like, oh, I have a brand. Here's my beer. Here's my whatever. Here's my this. and you go, okay, these are the beers I offer here. I have this, 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 and this. And then you go, oh, what's a Friday beer? And I say, oh, and a lot of times, you'll be like, oh, it's a really good beer. It's like, what's it like? It's like a light tasting, more refreshing beer. And a lot of people will try one and then come back for a second. So that's a sign of a good product.
The fact that you say that is like the biggest compliment I'll probably get like this entire this entire year, because you're right. There's like a huge thing going on right now where it's like celebrity product, buy the product. That's why you buy it, because like Matthew McConaughey made
The tequila or the whatever.
I think it's like mezcal or something.
No, he makes pantalones.
Pantalones, but it is mezcal or is it tequila?
It's a tequila because I'm trying to buy a shitload of it because I want him to come here. I'm like, come on, man. How much of this do I have to buy? I was like, I want him to show up without his pants on. I mean, that's the plan, right? That's the marketing for it, But
it works, and that type of thing was something that I knew when we were trying to create Friday Beers, that our brand was different than that, because like Friday Beers, and I'll talk about the company, isn't like about a celebrity, or it's not about like a huge name. It's about a feeling that so many people have. Friday Beers it got big because it represents that feeling that you all dream of all week. When you get to Friday and you get to enjoy the weekend with your friends that you get through the good times in life with and the bad times in life with. And if you watch our account, you start to, get familiar with the type of jokes we're making. It's about, socializing and partying and stuff for sure, but it's also, wondering if you should be at this accounting job that you don't even care about for like 10 years, or like, how should I do my taxes? Or like, what Chinese food should I order on Sunday? When I'm just sitting around, I'm watching like, the NFL games. Like those types of moments that connect you to other people are why Friday Beers, I think, is a real, I'll call it cultural gathering point for people. And making a beer was never on our agenda. We were a media company. We wanted to make comedy that brought people together. And eventually, we sort of had an opportunity, and this I was telling you about the taste test that we did with Fred Matt, who runs Saranac Brewery. If it didn't taste good, if it didn't taste like a beer that really hit that feeling of like, fuck, this is why I remember coming together with my friends and drinking and socializing, we weren't going to make a beer. But we tried this beer out with Fred, and we're like, we can put a product out that really really has that feeling, and has the feeling that you're saying, you come to a bar, you have one, you try it, it's actually good, then I want to order it again. We're not relying on celebrity to push it through. We're relying on the taste of a really quality product and a brand that has comedy that people love.
yeah, it's funny because I mean, you say the beer followed up, but I'm in the same boat as I knew the media, the
Of course. Yeah, you've seen the videos and stuff like that.
I have a buddy of mine who, if he doesn't send 100 Instagram reels a day, then I worry about him. He's like one of those guys.
Right. Yeah.
He's sending 10 at a time. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm on a treadmill. I'm like, you do anything. But like, so he was the one who turned me on the Instagram label, and it was awesome. Like I was, funny, good stuff. Great. And, he's a bartender and he works with me. And like, so being here, Friday's a big night for us out here always. It's like as a, running a bar, in a bar business, Friday's like the kickoff. That's the biggest time when people start showing up. And so, and then, having the beer come around, I felt like it was kismet, with a name like Friday Beers, kind of hard to not.
That's why it works. And honestly, in institutions like this, to see it work well means that we have a beer that like belongs, where people come together.
Yeah.
So one of the most promising things that I've heard, or it works when people recognize the brand and they bring it into a spot, and then it gets sort of like, the staying power being there. And it's now working that we're seeing in places. I'll give two examples. One's called Rudy's Bar and Grill. I think it's called Rudy's Bar. It's in the west side of Manhattan. Great bar. And I just sat down with Rusty Featherstone, who's a comic who works for us. We're doing like a beer tour, trying to talk to the bartenders. And this guy starts talking to us about, what we're doing, what the beer we're putting out. And I told him the brief story. He goes, that's interesting. So this is a drinker's bar. They give you a hot dog with every beer.
Yeah, right, yeah.
We gave him a sample. 3 days later, he responds to our Instagram account and goes, I'm going to put putting Friday Beers on draft at this place. It's a great tasting beer. At a real drinker's bar. I didn't know anything about it. And it sells there. It's the second bar in New York City, I think, volume-wise, that sells in New York City. And that's a place I never even really knew about it until I started to spend time there when we were selling Friday Beers. So you're getting now the connects on that level of like people who really care about a good tasting beer. That is important for us too.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. a product that's obviously got leg.
Yeah.
So about the media company. So you started off trying to do comedy. I mean, that was your idea. Obviously, not trying. You always are doing a lot of funny stuff. Um, who's the funniest out of the three of you guys?
Of all three of my brothers, I say this with a lot of respect because Max is insanely funny, but my youngest brother, Sam, to me, has the funniest natural ability of all of the three Barrett brothers. And he also has it in a way where the less he tries, the funnier he is.
Yeah.
Or around him where I'm like, God damn it, this kid is so. And I think Max is probably the hardest worker of us three. Great writer. I think Sam is the most naturally funny Barrett brother in the mix, and I'm just a guy who wants to work hard and be part of the group.
Hey, everybody needs a back. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
My usual co-host Brian Kenny, who's I don't know, he's not really funny or I don't know talented at all. We kind of just let him sit here because he fits the bill for things. But
What he said though.
Those guys for sure. But so I get it. You need a guy that works hard. I'm that guy here. I'm the guy that keeps everything running. So remember that.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so as far as we're doing the same thing here. We're trying to build something with our media and trying to elevate ourselves. We have a brand. We have the Memory Motel, which is great. So I want to ask, what's been your biggest hurdle so far as creating a media company?
Dude, that is a great thing to kind of compare notes on and share what I've learned in terms of building what Friday Beers became in terms of Almost Friday Media, because we have done this in a really purposeful way to try and figure out how we can create content that is unique and shares the same audience. And so what we do, we started with just the Instagram account, Friday Beers. And what we started building out was different types of content that shared the same, mission to make comedy that makes people feel good in different styles of ways. So I don't know if people who are watching this are going to be familiar with Friday Beers or not, but
I think there's a lot of, I think a lot of who we're aiming for is a lot of people that you guys are also, I mean, again, we're trying to be funny and everything, but informative. So I think there's a lot of crossover.
1,000%. And something that we did early on in the Friday Beers days was we created this sort of list of the people who are your friends with, made up names. Like the guy who kept your crew together was Glue Guy. The dude who bets on everything was Dr. Locks. The cool guy in the crew was Dooley. The chill guy in the crew was literally named Chill Guy. We created this cast of characters, and we were really big into sketch comedy. So that's, something we wanted to try and build off of. What we built out were different accounts that didn't share the Friday Beers names, but they had a reason for being within our Almost Friday Media universe that were kind of connected to Friday Beers culture. So we made an account called Glue Guy that became our sports culture page. We hired two stand-up comics. Max actually found them, Will Angus and Liam Cullen, that started Almost Friday TV, which is sketch comedy. And they built out a sketch comedy group that now has 750,000 YouTube subscribers. Between TikTok and Instagram, they probably have 1 million or 750,000 those subscribers. They are six kids making the funniest sketches in a really kind of how you look at the world in a really kind of smart and fucked up way. That's what they built out of this launching pad that was Almost Friday Media. We've made podcasts. We have 6 or 7 podcasts right now. One's called Almost Friday Podcast. One called Playdate Podcast, which is hosted by Will Donnellan and Rusty Featherstone. They're 24-year-old kids. Their whole thing is about spending time together and enjoying the little things in life. And those types of spin-offs are all what the creators bring, but how they interpret the type of comedy that we make in their own way. So what I would say is the thing I think you guys are really smart at, you have the Friday Beers of it all, you have Memory Motel. Creating media needs to kind of represent what that brand stands for in little ways that kind of spin off it or are all related in a way that your audience would get. But it's really staying true to that type of person you're trying to reach. And we have gone the other way a couple of times and had to stop projects. I'll say this very bluntly. I say this to a lot of people we work on and do marketing or advertising deals. We don't reach a 28-year-old woman who works in PR very well. That's not who we reach.
Yeah.
We reach 21 to 35-year-old male who's going through life and experiencing the same things that me and my brother's experience when we're going through. And that type of media brand is really powerful when you can stay true to it. And that's what
Know your demographic.
media projects that stay true to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you just have to know where your wheelhouse lies, and
You know who reaches it. Yeah, you know who you reach, I should say, and you keep right on that track.
yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, like we're again, we're in the infancy of this. We've got a bunch of stuff done, and we've done some cartoons that we haven't released yet, and we have a bunch of episodes of this that we haven't released yet. Actually, we're on the cusp of our launch premiere, which is going to be this coming Wednesday. So, and then
It's going to come out via newsletter.
so the way we have it is we have a newsletter that reaches almost 100,000 people that we
I saw the numbers on that looked the open rate was insane.
yeah, which is I mean
Crazy.
some of this stuff now with like
But no, to your guys' credit, that's how much people love Memory.
yeah, I mean it's a bunch of shit talking. Like we're like so like how you say it's sketch comedy for us and like it's things like that. Like we tend to be. I mean, I feel like I'm sure someone will tell you that I'm wrong, but everyone has again like you said their own little spin on what they think we're very much the shit talking camaraderie is like kind of where we thrive. Like we love having the information, we love talking to people, we love figuring it out, we love talking shit to each other, we love giving each other little digs and like that. But that's part of like when you have good friends, that's kind of where you
That's what sorry to say this, like, but that's what like male bonding is in a lot of
yeah.
a way of
You'd be surprised that we do it to the girls that work with us, and that we're equal opportunity people, and we'll take it as hard as we can give it, and we're very much like it's tough love kind of.
basically what I was saying is the tougher you talk to someone, is the more you care about.
Yeah.
Like deeply, like the guys who make a lot of Almost Friday Beers content. It's the best type of chirping, and that type of chirping is the comedy that we make too. Because that's a sign of like getting to know your buddies and loving your buddies really deeply. And this sounds really stupid to say, but loving your friends and being okay with that, and saying it openly, and also saying a lot of stuff that humor typically would like think is like not acceptable to say. Being vulnerable, being self-aware, asking yourself questions like I was talking about, should I say at this accounting job? That's cool too. You should be honest, you should be open, nothing should be held back. Like that type of comedy, I think we're trying to kind of host.
Yeah.
That type of stuff is really cool.
I think probably for flawed reasons we're all like that. At least the group that we have here.
Yeah.
We let everybody know a little bit too much like what's going on and how we feel and all that stuff. But like I said, leads to good comedy, good times.
Yeah.
Friendships, building friendships is a big part of stuff.
We actually just to finish off on that point, we have a show that we just relaunched with a comedian named Strider Wilson. People have probably heard of him. He's hysterical stand-up and just like sketch comic. It's called Hug Your Bros, and he goes live on Instagram. I think it's just like the third week he's been doing it. He gets live callers, and they call in and they ask questions. I think a guy last time asked a question about like what we were talking about, staying at his job when he's like conflicted and wants to do different things. That's an amazing conversation to have with your best friends. And Hug Your Bros is a brand that's about being honest and talking openly about stuff your friends are going through. That's a cool note to hit. And Strider's delivering that. He just does it really well. And he's like carrying that message for us in a cool way.
That's great. I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot of like irons in the fire.
It's all about having as many of those as possible. That makes sense.
All right. That's good advice for us. Because right now we've got a couple, but I guess we should diversify a little bit more.
I think what's key is finding the areas where you want to make content. And what the beauty is now when you work in like 2025, it is easier to make high quality content than it's ever been before. You don't need any type of fancy equipment. You just get in there and the stuff looks great. We make content across social media, Instagram, TikTok, to a lesser extent, Twitter and Facebook. We make content across YouTube. We make podcasts, and we do live events and things like that we're doing this weekend too. And that type of way of relating is something I think every digital media creator should be thinking, like, what are the different buckets I can work in? And then you just crank out content that you like and what's meaningful to your brand across those areas.
So what I took from that is we don't need you. We're any fan.
No, you need them. You need them. Yeah.
Come on. No, I'm just. No, so another question I have for you as far as like I got a lot of questions for the media side of things, just because we're navigating this space as we go. We're very naive in some of the aspects of it, and we take as much advice as we can from anybody. But it's like, so here you are, you know, you're not getting recognized as, you know, you're sending scripts or whatever, and nothing's happening. Now you create this YouTube channel. Now all of a sudden you get, Instagram channel. Well, this is gonna for us is gonna live on YouTube. So my mind's, I mean, YouTube and X, and then
Yeah.
Spotify, and then we're gonna, you know, try to branch out and do all, you know, we're trying to do it we want everywhere, you know, take over the world. But
I get it. Yeah.
well, and at this point now, have you seen a return on your Instagram? Are you making money with what you have there? Like that's like, so
Making a lot of money on our Instagram.
so far is self-funded. Like we are not, nothing's coming in. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's all good because
They sent me, man. I'm telling you.
this is a problem for us because like we're a young company and we just don't have enough staff. But we have a new 12-pack design that looks very fresh. Everybody should go buy it. But once we, you know, had that sort of development with Fred, I said, let's form a small company and let's crank out Friday Beers. And we said, let's hit it. Probably 8 months later, we launched in the end of 2023.
Well, that's fucking. I mean, and then here it is now.
And dude, seeing it
Taking bars in the city by storm.
seeing it come off, and I'll tell the New York City bit as well. But like when I saw it come off, because we went to Utica and we saw the beers getting brewed, it was like a kind of one of the coolest moments that I have like witnessed because I've never like been inside a brewery before to see these beers come off, and I was like,
Oh, like when they like bake.
yeah,
the
they were
can
just
and all
fucking
that?
making.
Yeah, it's gotta be pretty cool, especially when it's yours.
I was like, this is epic to be here. But it was just a cool feeling. And I will say that the reason the beer, because we don't have a big sale for our entire company, we have 3 people work at the Friday Beers beer company, very small. And we don't have like a huge sales team. We have like one guy who does full-time sales, Nick Sabunia, great dude. And
I got shout out to Christina at Union Beer for
big shout out.
She's the one who's
Big
pushing
shout out.
this hard, making sure we all get it.
What I'm saying is Union was instrumental in helping us grow because we had a very small company that we're only distributing in Northeast states. And we're like, if we don't go to New York right now, like this was last summer, last April, I was like, we gotta go to New York. Me and Ken were like, we gotta go to New York. And they said, all right, we're gonna go to New York. Union gave us the best option. They gave us a great presentation. Matt Lefkowitz, great dude. Does like, I don't even know what the job is, but he like brings on new brands for Union. He understood exactly what we did and he got it. And I think one of the biggest things in the game is like figuring out the right distributor work.
Yeah,
Because a lot of times it's not like the big distributors
you get lost. You'll get lost.
don't care about you. But the distributors who know you and are like, we have an opportunity to put you in as a light beer and get you into spots, that matters. So we went with Union and we gave presentations to Union and Nick Sabunia and the guys who have been pushing through, the guys and girls have been pushing out the sales for us in New York. They created something that really mattered in the beer drinking parts of the Northeast that matter. So like New York was big, New Jersey's big. Even places like Connecticut are chipping in, like where I'm from. Like we're not big, we're not widely available, but like in the places that we are, the beer sells for the people who try the beer, and that's what we do as like the marketing engine, just getting people to know.
What states are you available in?
We're not in Massachusetts. We're in New Hampshire, very lightly in New Hampshire and Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut. We just started selling in New Jersey. We're in Philadelphia, but not wider PA right now. Only New York City and Long Island, not in upstate New York. And then we are in we're in Nashville, Tennessee, because we have a bar there called Almost Friday Sporting Club. We have a license with a company that like did like a
Are the blue laws for beer the same as like for liquor, where you have to like kind of get yourself like into every state?
yes. Yep. And that's why it's like harder than I ever thought to like launch a beer nationally, because you have to go to all these states and you have to find the distributor, you have to present into the distributor, and it takes a long time to do it. So we're just going bits and pieces, and we're going go to a place, make it work in the place, expand in the place, and that's been the formula for us so far. It's not like, because the beer business is something I care deeply about, but it's not my business. Like I'm in media, right? Like we have a media company, so it's something that we push forward when we can push it forward in the places that make sense, and we just kind of build from there.
Right on, right on. So one of the questions I like asking people who end up making money in a venture that they've found themselves in that becomes successful what was like the first like big thing you did with a paycheck from Friday Beers?
Uh,
Like what was it? It could be stupid. It could be. But when you were like, all right, wow, I just made a bunch of money in this thing, and I'm gonna like, oh, whether it's you bought a watch, or, I'm not, whatever it is, like that kind of.
first thing I'll tell you is I don't make a lot of money off of Almost
It
Friday.
doesn't have to be a lot. It's just got to be.
And I will say the biggest, most expensive thing that I have ever bought in my life is Olivia's engagement ring.
Oh,
It was the biggest purchase I ever made, and that was
that's sweet.
in April of 2020 when we just started launching the account. So that went really well because she
Said yes.
said yes, which is huge.
I don't think it can go any better than that. I think there's.
But she showed me a ring that she wanted, and she took me to the store. She's like, "I want that ring," and I was like, "Oh shit! All right." I called the place and they gave me a number. I was like, "Holy shit! This thing is fucking expensive." And I called a jeweler that my grandmother knows in the town that I'm from, and I was like, my girlfriend who wants to be or is going to be my fiance, hopefully, wants this ring. He's like, I can make this for you, no problem. He made the ring. He got me a much better deal on it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That was still the biggest purchase I've ever made. Successful conversion purchase though, and that was the biggest thing. Honestly, dude, I'll tell you this. I haven't bought anything besides I bought the tuxedo for my wedding, which is expensive.
There was no frivolous. I mean, that's.
I don't
like. Oh man, we just made a bunch of money. Like I'm gonna buy.
Ask Olivia. Do I buy anything like that? Like I don't wear a watch. This shirt was bought for me by Olivia because she likes when I wear nice shirts when we go to places on vacations.
Sad.
That what I do spend money on because we go on like a vacation every year. We go to a nice store and I buy like $1,000 worth of nice clothes.
All right, that's cool though. That's something.
The place now, Todd Snyder. Thank you for this shirt, by the way. We go to the Todd Snyder store. I bought $1,500 worth of clothes, and that was my big purchase for the year.
All right, right on.
Yeah, I wish I had something.
I love asking that because it's like some people have crazies. That's.
I wish I had something cool.
Well, now you've got something to aspire to. Buy something cool.
Yeah, I gotta buy something cool that I can brag about. You dude, so if you come in our office and so we got a great office in Santa Monica, all the things that we have hanging up are like things that you would love. They're like Albert Pujols' jerseys autographed by the Cardinals. Like they're a photo of the dude from I Think You Should Leave who's like doing this pose and like the car sketch.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It's like fake movie posters that we designed. It's like the stupid, fun, awesome cultural sports things that like dudes love bonding over that bring people together. And like, my brothers and I are always like talking about, the biggest, who's going to like the Yankees are going to sign to be their fifth starting pitcher now that Clark Schmidt just got injured. Like that type of like junkie level stuff is what our company persists on.
Well, and it's all in the office, so it's all a write-off.
Yeah. But that type of stuff is like, it's not expensive, but that's the stuff that gives us joy.
Big Yankees fan, I assume.
Huge Yankees fan. Yeah. Huge Yankees.
So sorry, guys. So sorry for all.
We're playing better. We're playing better now. We just swept the Mariners, and we had an unbelievable win last night. Hopefully, we can keep it going. Came back from 5-0. We're getting no hit in the 8th inning, so just wanted to say we are feeling positive.
All right, that's good. That's good. We'll see how that works.
We should have beat you guys. We choked on Friday.
Should have. Oh,
we choked on Friday. Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right.
How are you feeling about the Mets, though?
I mean, we have plenty of time to flame out. I mean, we're gonna go all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the year.
I was playing a little bit better than it makes me happy now. I was kind of relishing when he was sucking, but he's sort of.
Yeah, he's we got a couple. He's did this thing the other day too. That was a good one.
Oh, your guys' meat of the order is intimidating. I even think McNeil's an intimidating hitter.
Yeah. So you're Yankees. Then what's your other? What, you Rangers?
I'm a big Yankees fan. Rangers are probably my second favorite team. You Rangers guy? Jeez, Rangers.
Real blue and blue and orange guy over here.
That is devout.
Mets Islanders maybe
fandom, and then the Giants are probably like my third favorite team. But
I'm a Giants guy. That's where I fall out.
My thing about like when you're a big fan of a team, but they don't invest in the team every year. Like I probably watched the first 5 Giants games of the year, and then after what happened last year, I was so disillusioned with the team. I was so disillusioned.
Last year was bad.
Was shown what he said on that Hard Knocks, and then what happened to Daniel Jones and trading Saquon Barkley, I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And I got so disillusioned. I was like, I'm not watching them for the rest of the year. But when they're competitive and investing in the team, I'll be watching the team this year. And I will also say I like that when the Knicks are good, but I'm not a diehard supporter of the Knicks.
I became so I was a Knicks fan as a child. As I was young, my brother was a big basketball fan.
Yeah.
Ewing era, like all that stuff. Like, oh yeah, okay, you know what I mean? The rivalries and the dynasties and and all that stuff. So I was a big fan before I really knew what I was. But as a kid, I was like, and then I kind of fell out of love with it. And then sports gambling came back in a big way, and I'm like, woo!
Yeah.
How much money can I spend?
It's help you get locked in.
Yeah. I mean, fantasy football did the same. I was always a Giants fan, but I became a way huger football fan in general once I started doing fantasy football years ago. And it was like, now you're invested in like just the whole NFL.
Yeah. So you could probably get this. Like, I love sports, and I'm a big appreciator of like sports moments and great stories. So when Rory won the Masters this year, I was glued to the television. I could not believe how good of a story that was. Yeah.
I won a little bit of money.
There you go. On Sunday, I was like almost in tears when he was giving his press conference. Olivia was making fun of me. But like the Sinner Alcaraz tennis stuff, like I'm watching that. Those are good matches.
So that's my little brother is every day he calls me in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing? He's watching tennis.
They're like, all right. But the thing is, the level is so good. Like Sinner is a freak, and that stuff I get engrossed in. Soccer, football.
Yeah. We can call it soccer. It's all right.
Premier League soccer, Premier League football, I became obsessed with because in New York they started NBC got the broadcast rights and they started putting games on at pubs that people watch early on Saturday mornings, and I fell in love with how people in the Premier League. You're born in Leicester, you're a Leicester fan. Nothing else can change that. You're born in Blackburn, you're a Blackburn Rovers fan or whatever. Like that type of debt, and you're not anything else. Yeah. That doesn't exist in the NBA. That's like, I'm a LeBron fan when it's my brother Sam and Max LeBron said, when he's on the Heat, and then he's on the Cavs, now he's on the Lakers. I love the devoutness of I'm from this town and I played, and I love Premier League for that reason.
Yeah. I think like, the basketball lends itself to be that sort of sport where you follow players and not.
Yeah.
It used to be teams, now it's players. I think football is still your team is your team, whether it's from that city or that state or whatever it is, but that's your team.
Baseball's that way.
Baseball. I think football. I think basketball is the one sport that kind of lends it to the actual player. You can kind of do that a little bit with hockey, but I think the real hockey fans are so devout to their team that it's like.
Dude, did you see that? This is a good point comparing basketball and hockey.
Another one down, man.
Dude, they commence fast. Devin Booker signed like a $74 million deal. Are you a big Suns fan? That's grim because the Suns are reputably despicable franchise right now.
Travesty.
So he signed a $74 million deal. That deal makes more than the top 5 grossing NHL contracts. Isn't that wild, dude? It's crazy the difference in interest between the two leagues.
And I think the most exciting game to go see live
Hockey.
Hands down, to go to a hockey arena and watch a hockey game, it's the best thing to watch. There's not a bad seat in the house.
I agree.
You can even be in the nosebleeds. You can see everything. You're not in some stadium where you're watching the Jumbotron all night long. And like, the energy in a hockey stadium is always, especially if you're, the home team, like the energy there is like a lot like,
Nassau Coliseum was where the Islanders used to play, right? That was one of the best barns in the league. That's why I became a Rangers fan, by the way, because I am so white. I played squash growing up. So I hit a ball against a wall, right? That was a sport I played. And I played basketball too, so I didn't play hockey. But I started watching hockey when I got older, and then I started going to MSG. And I started watching the games. Like, I bought a season ticket pass to MSG when I was 21 to go to like 12 or 15 games. And when I got into that arena, I remember it was the era when Brian Boyle was on the Rangers. You had big old Boyle skating up behind, burying some guy into the back wall. I'm like, this game is fucking awesome. Yeah. And I became a hockey fan because of how good it was to watch in person.
So that was me. It's funny.
And I used to go to games all the time in New York.
I went and saw when I was probably like 9 or 10 years old, maybe 11. I think I was 10 though. My grandfather's wasn't my grandmother, it was his girlfriend. My grandmother had passed, but my grandfather's girlfriend took me to go see a Buffalo Sabres versus New York Islanders.
Yeah.
At the barn. And it was ever since, and I was not a fan of either. I didn't know, I'm a Sabres fan.
Yeah.
This is like, and this is the LaFontaine era.
Was that Dominic Hasek Sabres era?
Yeah.
Dominator?
Yeah. It's like, so it was, it was like you said, that engine. And ever since then, I was a little kid and I was just like, this is amazing. This is so.
See it when you're there. It's really not comparable. And by the way, maybe you'll disagree with this, but in my opinion, football is the worst sport to watch live.
Oh, 1,000%.
I love
1,000%. I'll say it. I'll agree with Jack. 1,000%.
I would much rather watch it at a bar.
Oh my God. It's
There you go. I would not. I don't say I'm not like watch. I don't like to watch football. I don't like to watch it at the stadium.
no, at the stadium it sucks. Hands down, sucks.
Hockey's harder to watch on.
Oh yeah.
College football.
College football is worth going to.
Different.
It's a different thing though.
It's the atmosphere. You want to talk about rabid fans? You're all at the one school. That's your team.
That's it.
Like, we're gonna murder you if you don't like root for us. It's worse than being at the Eagles Stadium. Jesus.
The Bama LSU is real. Is real.
Yeah. I went
To a game 2 years ago where LSU upset Bama. I just went to go because we were doing a Friday Beers event there, and I was like, I gotta go see Tiger Stadium. I gotta go see this place. And before the game, they had the cheer squad out, the band out. The atmosphere is like crazy lively. And my buddy Haas, Nick Pappas, he's like, dude, we're storming the field after this game. I was like, they gotta win. They fucking won, and we stormed the field of Tiger Stadium, and we were on like the 50-yard line going crazy. It's like, this is the best game watching experience I've ever had at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. Yeah. Everybody goes, oh, the tailgating is the best part about football, and I'm like, that's great. But you know what sitting at a bar is? It's like tailgating and watching the game at the same time.
For NFL, there used to be a great bar in Union Square called Sidebar.
I know it.
It was a lethal scene to watch Sunday. And it was like a great place to get together. And actually, there used to be a bounce nearby. They had like the one on 22nd.
Yeah.
Sidebar for the game, and then if you get lucky enough that the bouncer was let you into bounce, that was the dream Sunday that you could do every.
That was when bounce was more of a sports bar.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got the media thing going. Now you're this massive media mogul. You got the beer slowly taking the world.
I've never been
the only thing on tap at every bar everywhere.
I've been called a mogul before. I'm not a mogul. I'm an enthusiast about the media we're making, and I could not advocate that more strongly. Like, I believe that Almost Friday Media is going to make comedy that's like National Lampoon, but for 20.
All right, okay. So what I was going to get at is what's your next step?
With Friday Beers, the beer?
Tequila? Or
I'll tell you this: there's no product that's going to be made other than Friday Beers Tastes Light Beer. That's the only thing we make. People are like, you got other SKUs? I'm like, nope, we got one SKU. It's only going to be this light beer. My goal for the company:
you're gonna make a shandy.
We're not going to be making a shandy. We're not going to be doing it. Maybe we'll make a non-alcoholic one. Actually, I shouldn't say that, but it'll look the exact same. I just want it to be in. Talk about like going to Tiger Stadium, and like I want it to be in Fred's, that bar out there. I want a kid who's 21 who goes to the best pregame spot for his football team in college to be able to get Friday beers. Like, that's where I want it to be. I don't need it to be, available in every place. I just want people who love what I love, or I should say I love what Friday beers is in their own way, to be able to get Friday beers. And that's the important thing. It's not any type of place or situation like that. I want it to be widely accessible to the people who get what Friday Beers is and want to drink the beer.
Okay. And now for the media side of things, what's your next step with the media? Where are we going with that?
So the goal there is to keep adding to the structures that we built. Like, it took a long time to create multiple Instagram accounts that were successful. Now we have like 15 Instagram accounts that work. We have 6, I think, really successful podcasts. And I mean really successful because they grow. So you get a little analytic sheet, subscribers are up, view durations up. We have YouTube channels that are growing and adding subs every day. The goal is to become even bigger by adding people into that network who fit and can help us achieve being more known widely to the people who are like us but haven't heard of us yet. That is something that we really want to crack and do. And it takes a little bit of time, but like that I think is an achievable goal. Like I want 21-year-olds when they come into this sort of like social life, getting through life area of what they're going through to know what Almost Friday is, to know what Friday Beers is. We've made a really good first pass at it, but we've only been making Friday Beers as a real company. We made the Instagram account at the end of 2019. So we've been making this stuff for like 5 years, and we've only really been making those other types of podcasts, YouTube, different types of sketches, live events for like 3 years. So I really think we can make some serious headway into having more people be aware of what we're doing and identifying with that if we keep doing our thing and we keep adding and we keep going.
Well, I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
I decided to ask.
Yeah.
That every time I get a sheet about what my call sheet for who's coming on, what's going to happen, it's always in the suggested question. It's very. What are the 3 things you would take to a desert island? This will make Christina very happy. I have been sent this question.
12 pack of Friday Beers.
Okay.
I said
Too late. One.
I said that
It's going to be warm, but okay.
Christina from Union Beer.
No. Christina, the girl who.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, I can come up with some good ones here.
All right, so let's do it. So the 3 things you take on a desert island.
Can I bring matches?
Okay. 1 match.
Matches so I could create a little fire. And
There's wood there, but okay.
well, what's on the desert island?
I need your 3 things.
All right. I'm going to bring matches. I am going to bring The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which I just started listening to again on tape, and I realized it makes me feel better than any book I've ever read. And then I'm going to bring sunflower seeds.
Okay. But you left your wife at home.
I'm eating. I'm creating something where I can catch fish and make them for food, and I have some material to buy the time.
Matches, Great Gatsby, and sunflower seeds. You heard it here, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been great.
Do you have a beer we can cheers here?
Yeah, let's cheers. I got my 3rd. Oh, jeez.
You don't even have to drink. You don't have to drink it if you're at the.
I'm going to drink it out.
I had such a good time coming.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
For having me on. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Please tune in next time on the memo at the Memory Motel. Sorry, I'm going to do it again. Blah, blah. Thanks very much, guys. Please tune in next time on the memo at the Memory Motel. If you didn't like having Brian Kenny here, that's perfect. Let us know that you don't want him back. Put it in all the comments, everything out there. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Cheers again. Bye.